I got a spring kit to replace the elastomers. Let's see what we got. I got the purple ones. Oh, and it came with, dude, okay, I'll put out a link to the description for this. So the spring kit actually came with a little thing of slick oleum. It's so cute, it looks like toothpaste. So we got the spring kit, and this is for my weight. I got the purple one because I'm like 200 and some pounds. First thing we're gonna do is loosen these top plastic nuts. And I loosen these, and if yours are stuck down, if you take a 21mm socket, it slides perfectly on this top spring adjuster. And then you need a 22mm socket to get these plastic nuts out. You need a socket wrench and a 22mm socket. And then we're just gonna loosen this. Okay, so that's fairly easy to loosen. Loosen this one. Okay, I think I could just use this socket in my fingers to loosen this. Okay, oh yeah. Dang, dude. So the elastomers, like, dissolved. Ooh, lost. Alright, so I posted in a forum on how to get this out, and they said it's held in by an O-ring. It doesn't matter. Some guy said to like unscrew it halfway. Oh. Okay, I got it out. It takes a ton of force, and you just yank it out. So that is clearly yanked out now. You can see the O-ring, so that O-ring was what was keeping it in. Yeah, now we can get this bolt off. All right, so we got this adjustment knob out. Now we're gonna loosen, okay, what is this? Okay, so it is the right size. Okay, so we can loosen that now. It's just to like tap on them with a mallet. So I'm gonna go get a rubber mallet quick, and we'll tap on those. Those look like titanium. They should have put blue thread locker on the steel ones, and then never sees on titanium ones. So we're gonna put never sees on this probably. All right, so I got this mallet. Okay, that one worked. So you saw that one go up in there. That. Okay, so that helped. That came out. That came out. Now this should just come off now, please. Wow, and you can see it needed to definitely be serviced. So hopefully you can see. I'm just taking my foot and then just pulling up. Sweet. Okay, we got it apart. Surprising. The lures were like stuck on there. This is really sticky. Whatever it is. And like you can see the grease. Look at that. Grease is just destroyed. Like just that nasty peanut butter consistency. That's not what grease is supposed to look like. So yeah, that all needs to be cleaned out for sure. All right, so we're gonna further disassemble this a little bit so we can clean it better. So we're gonna take this fork boot off this side. And this one's in good condition. That should clean up. So that's the left one that's in good condition. The right one is not in such good condition. This bottom part is like rock hard for some reason. Not sure why. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to reuse the boots. Like you can just tell the difference in the two. Like this one's nice and springy, like rubber. This one's like compressed down here. Like this rubber is like deteriorating or rotting. Like this is rock hard. So I got these snap ring pliers. Let's try the side that has nothing on it first. Okay, so we got that snap ring out. So in theory, this part should just come out, I think. Yeah, there we go. Oh, shit. I'm gonna look at the manual quick to see if that was all supposed to come out. All right, so I have a piece of molding and it's got this flat spot. Should fit. So just gonna push that down. There we go. So that's pushing that out, I think. So it should have been. Okay, I don't know if it's, there we go. Okay. So I put this on the ground and I pushed up with it, and then all that stuff came out. Pushed this out and this piece. So we got all those pieces now from the left side. So like when you're looking at this, we got the whole left side out. We just gotta clean that out. Stick this down in there. So like, as you can see, it's like a perfect fit to get that elastomer gook out. And it's wood, so we're not gonna be scratching the sides of it. And I made a mess all over the floor. I made a mess all over the table. So like, I've seen videos where if you put this stuff together, it actually turns into like almost like a bouncy ball. Like it turns rubbery. It's like Play-Doh kind of. Like look at that. It still has its rubber properties. So we made a mess. Let's see if it bounces. Oh, it bounced. Alright, so I went and found this bucket. I found dumpster diving. I'm gonna use that to catch the rest of the gunk on the right side, because the left side, it was everywhere. I vacuumed it all up and everything, so that's good. But it was a mess. So I suggest using a dowel or a piece of molding. So this piece of molding is I'd say it's 3/4. Try like 3/4 of an inch molding, or just get a dowel, because this is wood and it won't like damage the inside of the uppers. Hopefully you guys can see that. So there's the snap ring. There we go. So get the snap ring out. A washer came with it. You can see that washer. So we just use this. Okay, so you got a crush washer. So be very careful with this washer. Like it's so brittle it broke. So I'm gonna have to find something like that. And theoretically this should just come out. Yeah, it's wanting to come. There we go. Okay. So this part is angled. That goes like right there. Okay, so there is a rubber thing like up in there. So hopefully we'll just be able to push that out. Okay, so I'm pushing it down it. Okay. So that definitely pushed it out. This dead elastomer is another piece of rubber. Okay, so we got some plaque buildup on this rubber thing. Yeah, we got another good chunk out. Another good chunk. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna use warm soapy water and just get everything clean. I don't have to clean up my mess on the ground again. Alright, so we're at the kitchen sink and we're going to start cleaning up all the parts. We're going to wash out the lowers, the uppers, and just go to town. So I highly recommend getting a bottle brush, and if you have a used one, use the used one and buy yourself a new one for your dishes and stuff. So I'm just going to use warm soapy water. Okay. Go to town. Okay, so I'm just going to keep using that bottle brush and clean everything up, and I'll see you on the other side when everything's clean. Alright, so everything's been cleaned up and it's dry, so we're going to start assembling the fork again and putting all the fresh slick oleum grease on everything, and it should definitely work a lot better than it did. So here we go. So the first thing we have to do is we have to put the internals back in the uppers. So now we're reassembling the fork. We're going to use slick oleum light grease, and we're going to coat these shaft end plates in grease. And it's very important to put these in from the bottom because they won't fit through the top. So, and you want the cone part facing down. You want the flat part facing up. So we're gonna put the shaft end plates in very carefully so they don't rotate. So we put the shaft end plates in, and then if they do rotate, we're going to use a spoke to make sure they're facing the right way with the flat part on top. Okay, so we're going to put some slick oleum on this cartridge, and then make sure it's facing down with this plastic washer, like the cone part is facing downward, like towards the threads that we're going to screw into. So yeah, this will help prevent corrosion and help it slide in there easier. Alright, so we got that in. The next part we have to put on is the wavy washer. I don't know, I'm futzing with my broken wavy washer, and I'm gonna have the opening for snap ring facing the front of the fork like it shows in the diagram. I'm just gonna take a screwdriver and see if it go into place. Okay, so there you heard it snap into place. It just has to clear that little lip. If we just push down on this, because I don't know how we're gonna get that on the shaft, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we just got that in there. Alright, so I pushed this on the ground and we got it up in there. So then we're gonna grease up this piece of plastic. So we have that O-ring and stuff up in there, and then that slides up in. So like there's like a recess part, and then this flat spot. So the flat spot faces down, and that's the part we snap ring in. So got that in there. So that's in there. Okay. Like so. Like the upper internals are assembled now. So I'm using this spoke to try to get that end plate the right orientation. Okay, so that worked. It's very good. All right, so we got the internals and the uppers done. Now we're just gonna put the stuff back on the lowers. So we have the bottom bumper that came out of the right side. The one on the left side is like infused. So like, okay, so yeah, the one on the left, so the one on the left side is like infused into the bottom of here. The one on the right side was nice and greased up, so it came out. Just grease it up, get it nice and greasy with the slick oleum. So we're gonna slide this down in there on the right side. Nice and easy. So I'm gonna take this piece of wood, make sure that it's the bottom. We also have to get grease inside. There's like two steel bushings, like steel bushings here and up here. Those need to be nice and greased up. So I'm gonna take the flathead screwdriver that I have and I'm gonna shine a light down. So I'm gonna shine a light down inside so I can see the steel bushings. And then I'm just gonna lather those up with grease. Okay, so we got that all nice and greasy. I just gotta get the other bushing greased up to the left side. Alright, so I'm attempting to get these rubber bushings back into the fork, and I am really struggling. So I couldn't find any videos on how to do it, so I'm just gonna take this block of wood. And a rubber mallet. That appears to have done the trick. So we got the bushings in as far as we can. We got the bushings in as far as we can get them in, and we're going to coat the insides of these, like those gaps, with the grease. A nice healthy coating inside here. Trying to like really get minimal grease on them. Okay, so got that boot on. Throw this boot on. I don't know. Someone said the holes for the boot go to the side. I'm not really sure. So I guess we're gonna put them on the side. What are your thoughts? Should we put the boot holes to the front, to the side, to the back? Saw a comment saying they go to the side. Yeah, this boot is kind of toast. I don't really want to install the boot, but here we are. Now we're gonna slide the uppers into the lowers, so I'm just gonna grease this up with a nice coating of grease. Do the same thing on both sides. Okay, so the upper went to the lower, and then just gonna use gravity. There we go. Sweet. So we got the uppers into the lowers. All right, so now you're gonna test your bolts. So if they're titanium, they won't stick to a magnet. So we have titanium bolts in this case. If you have steel bolts, you're gonna need thread locker. But with the titanium bolts, you're gonna need some never sees like this thing. So we're just gonna put some never sees on the threads. Nice and gently, making sure not to cross thread anything. So So we got the one on the left side. Now we got to get our hollow bolt on the right side. Some nice never sees. So we're gonna never sees it like so. Alright, do the same thing over here. Just try not to make a mess with the never sees. So now we're gonna torque it to the 7 Newton meters. There we go, 7 Newton meters. You don't want to over tighten this stuff. There we go, 7 Newton meters on both sides. Now we're gonna shove this adjustment knob up in there. So it says to use oil on the O-rings. I'm just gonna put some silicoleum on the O-rings. I do not have whatever oil they're talking about. I'm assuming it's the 5-weight hydraulic oil, 5 to 10 weight, like depending on what you have. Okay, put a nice little coating of grease on the O-ring, and then it says to like push up into the hole. So we're gonna try that quick. So up and in. Cool. So that's in there. Right now we're going to install the SRP Spring Kit. So they say to, before you put the silicoleum on it, you want to slide it in there to see if it fits. So we're going to do that right now. So just slide it down in. I don't know. I don't really, so like it's like flush with it's flush with the crown. So we're gonna unscrew the old springs from the top adjuster cap, and then I think I'm gonna screw this into here, like so. So it's like that, and then slide that in. Slap the silicoleum on the other side, and hope for the best. So so purple goes up towards the top. So just gonna release silicoleum this, and then screw it into the adjuster cap. Okay, so we got that in. Slide that in here, and then it's like so the tops or the springs are sticking out the top. So I'm gonna attempt to screw these in. Okay, so got that one hand tightened in. Thank God. Okay, so we got that in. You don't want to over tighten this stuff at all. Okay, so very, very, very gently turn this. Yeah, so I think that's tight. think that's tight. I'm just super afraid of stripping it out. Successfully serviced this fork and got it back together, and I hope this helps